What's up, Lantern fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, the co-host of the Emerald Echo podcast, here with a look at the local comic shop day limited edition foil cover of the Green Lantern #1. So this isn't one of those videos where I'm going to open this comic and go through all the panels and tell you the entire story. However, I do think there are some things to say both from a reader perspective and a collector perspective about this book, so I decided to go ahead and make a video. So this is the base cover. This is the Green Lantern #1. This is part of Season 1, which ties into the Black Stars, which eventually ties into the Green Lantern Season 2. Now, the art on this, by the way, is done by Liam Sharp, one of my favorite Green Lantern artists, and Steve Oliff. I just think this is a beautiful image, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a little bit. But I also think this is a good jumping on point for readers, and let me talk a little bit more about that. So here we have a look at some of Liam Sharp's art. This is absolutely gorgeous. Just extraordinary work here. This is why he's one of my favorite Green Lantern artists. So the story here, you see the Green Lantern Corps functioning in the beginning of this issue. We also see that Hal Jordan is actually trapped back on Earth. He's been put on leave by the Guardians of the Universe for insubordination, and he actually gets attacked here. These look like people, but they're not. These are actually aliens. Here we see more of that exceptional art from Liam Sharp. This is Hal Jordan recharging his ring with the help of a personal power battery from a Green Lantern named Chrysalin. Hal makes his way back to Oa, and the story picks up from there. There are numerous familiar characters from Green Lantern's past here, but this story isn't weighed down by previous continuity. So it's a good jumping on point for new readers, and it's a smorgasbord of beautiful imagery for any reader. So I've picked up several copies of this, the base book, because it's just such a gorgeous image. There are also prints of this out there, by the way, and this would be a good thing for you to buy if you're going to a Comic-Con, and let's say you're going to meet Steve Oliff or Liam Sharp or Grant Morrison. This would be a good book to get signed. I just think that would look good on a shelf or on your wall. So keep an eye out for these. Again, I think this is a good pickup for, something that you could get autographed. Another reason that I wanted to make this video is for my fellow collectors. It took me over 3 years to get my hands on this book. Now, obviously, you can tell the difference here. That's the foil cover versus the base cover. It also says local comic shop day. It's different, obviously, than the base cover. Very easy to see. There were only 500 of these made. Now, that meant that people in the beginning, when this hit the market, were asking just astronomical prices for this. And so it took me a while. I had to deal with people. I watched various auctions on eBay. That's something that you should always do. Make sure that you're putting auctions, that you're watching them, putting them on your watch list, and just seeing how things unfold. So it took me several tries to get people to actually want to deal with me and not just want some astronomical price for this. And about 2 months ago, I put in an offer on this, and the seller accepted. And this one's actually in really good shape, and I ask a lot of questions about the shape of the book. That's something that I also recommend to collectors. Ask lots of questions. Don't be afraid to do that. I ask about the cover, spine ticks, if there was, any rounding off of the corners or anything like that. If there are any problems with any of the inner pages, anything along those lines. And when I got this, I was very happy with this. In fact, someday I may even get this graded by CGC. I'm not sure. But I also got this top load right here, this giant top load for the book. Yeah, this top loading holder I think is really cool. Gives you an extra layer of protection. And for a very rare book, that might be something that you want to consider. So I hope you've enjoyed this brief look at this recent addition to my collection. Remember to catch me on the Emerald Echo vidcast, available right here on YouTube. And I'll be back to the internet with more Green Lantern-related content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.